Hello and welcome back to another video here in the LEGO room. I hope you're well. Today we're going to do something very fun indeed. We're going to take a look at this, the visual dictionary for 2024, celebrating 25 years of LEGO Star Wars. And I've had this for a little while, and I must say thank you to Mrs. Bricker who got this for me, so thank you very much. And I've put off doing a video about this because I wasn't entirely sure what to do with this guy here, the 25th anniversary minifigure Darth Maul. And I actually had this figure when I was a kid back in 1999. I had it, and without, of course, the 25th anniversary printing on the back. So really excited, but wasn't sure what to do with this because he's not technically part of the 25th anniversary minifigure lineup, but he does count as a 25th anniversary minifigure. So what I've decided to do is I've decided to buy one of the plates to place him on. So I'm going to have him with the rest of the anniversary figures, and I'll probably create a display with all of the figures in there once I get Cal Kestis and young Leia, which hopefully I'll be getting Cal rather soon in that Star Destroyer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him with the rest of the minifigures, and what I have done is I've ordered a plate to put Darth Maul on, and we'll create the little ridge and the 2x4 black tile as well to go with it. And yeah, really excited. I've had a look through this. I think it's really fun. I think it's really interesting. There's some stuff that I want to show you guys in the video today, and some stuff from my childhood, some stuff that I enjoyed, and some stuff that you'll probably enjoy. And if you've been collecting LEGO Star Wars for a long time, you'll be reminiscing probably the same way in which I was about some of the cool stuff that's in here. So let's drop this down on the table. Let's pop that Maul figure out, and then let me show you some of the cooler features of this year's visual dictionary. And the sticker with Maul on, it's so nice. I almost don't want to pop it off, but yeah, here we go, eh? There we go, and I'm not sure how well that's picking up on camera. It is very dark when I'm looking at it on camera, but it is the way in which I remember Maul best, and I am a little bit surprised that they didn't use this kind of version of Maul in the Sith Infiltrator we got this year. And there you go, that is the anniversary Maul alongside the Darth Maul from this year's Sith Infiltrator. And I don't know why they didn't include the hood or the cape as well. It's not. The more I've thought about it, this isn't actually a scene accurate version of Maul that would go with the Sith Infiltrator. So it is a bit of a shame that we didn't get the cape, the hood, and I appreciate the attention to detail with the torso and the legs as time has moved on. I've got a more detailed body of Maul, but yeah, that's the two Mauls that we got this year, and in my opinion, one is better than the other. If it ain't broke, well, you know the rest. And the obvious notable feature as well, which is of course that print on the very back of Maul there, and it's very similar of course to the 20th anniversary prints that we saw for LEGO Star Wars in 2019, and almost like a scene from Rebels Season 3. You've got ObiWan there with his 20th anniversary, and Darth Maul with his 25th anniversary. So nicely done, a nice little throwback to 2019. And of course, similar to the 20 years of Harry Potter, it does make me wonder whether in a year or two's time we're going to see the 25-year golden Harry Potter figures, or whether we'll see any sort of 25-year Harry Potter figures in a couple of years. So, the book, probably the thing you came here to see, and the contents page, as you can see. We're not going to go through everything. I'm going to start off early doors with the prequel characters, and then I'll sort of touch on the original stuff and maybe some of the Mandalorian as well. I'm not going to go through everything in this book, but it is a worthwhile book grabbing if you are interested, and yeah, possibly want to gift somebody at Christmas. Let's start off with the introduction and a bit of housekeeping to begin with. As you can see, you've got the abbreviations. You've got films 1 through to 9 there with the numbers, and things like L for Legends, M for Mandalorian, AH for Ahsoka, AN for Andor, JFO, Jedi Fallen Order. You get the picture. And this is it actually had a couple of years ago, back in the Christmas of 2015, and I think it was a stocking stuffer for 2015. And as you can see, you've got the year in there, the pieces count, the set number, and of course the source material by which it came from. So you get the code there that we are using if you're sort of watching along at home and looking at a couple of sets maybe as you've seen in the past. And as we move on to the 25 years of LEGO Star Wars, a few things jump out to me. First of all, 1999 and the amount of sets that I actually had in 99, including this set which I touched on at the very start of the video, which is the Qui-Gon Darth Maul duel. And this was only £5 at the time here in the UK, and even adjusted for inflation, that would only be about £10.50, £11 these days, which would be pretty good for two figures and a build. Something else that sort of caught my eye as well, the Technic droid sets. I did obviously a video about droids I'd like to see in 2025, and moving forward, these new blend of Technic and brick droids, particularly with the droid decor this year, which I thought was very, very good. But yeah, didn't love these Technic builds, I've got to say. I know it was very groundbreaking at the time, but wasn't a huge fan, it's got to be said. Something else that catches my eye as well is the fact that you've got the most expensive LEGO Star Wars set of all time on the secondary market, Cloud City there in 2003. This goes for upwards of $10,000 on the market at the moment. Further up, you've also got the UCS bust of Darth Maul, and this is one that I saw M&R do earlier on in the year. He opened up one of these, and one that I do like, not one that I would get unless I was looking to complete a collection of every set ever, which hopefully I will do one day, but not one that I find hugely attractive. And also next to it, you've got the very, very first gunship with the very first sort of sighting of Jedi Boba, who of course had a reprieve in 2024 with Rebuild the Galaxy. And as we move on through the years, the thing that jumps straight to my eye here, 2005. I've spoke about the amount of Revenge of the Sith sets I had in the summer of 2005, and I wish I still had a lot of them. And now we did get rid of them as kids, or they were given away, which is obviously a very sad thing. This was a really nice play scale set, still stands up to this day, I think it's got to be said. You've also got the AT-OT with Dropship there, fantastic set. And the Ewok Village from 2013 is one that I wish I'd picked up at the time. I was a student at the time of 2013, only just still a student, but I do wish I'd grabbed this set. It was a brilliant set. It's one that I still might pick up, but it does go for a considerable markup on the second-hand market now. Hopefully one that I will grab in the future. That being said, I do hope that we get an Endor sort of play scale or Master Builder series set in the next couple of years. Something with the Endor bunker and maybe an Ewok village would be a really nice touch. I really do hope we get something along those lines in the next couple of years. And as we move through, these jump straight up to my attention. You've got the Castle Run Falcon from 2018, the Solar Falcon. I didn't get it at the time because I just didn't like this part here. The nose, it just didn't feel like the Falcon at the time. I do have to say now, I do think that as a set goes, it's actually very, very nice. This also jumps out, the Freemaker Adventure show back in 2016. I really like this set. I would like to just have a little sealed version of this set. I don't think I would open it up, but I would like to have a copy of this set. So quite reminiscent of the fact that we got something quite left field like Rebuild the Galaxy, and we got a second series of this. I can't believe that we did, looking back on it, but this set looks really nice. Get all the Freemakers in there and Roger as well. And as you move through, I do wish I'd picked up the Ghost in 2014. I didn't have the same appreciation back in 2014 that I do for Rebels now. It's a show I absolutely fell in love with over the last sort of 5 or 6 years, I'll say, during sort of more difficult periods of time in my life. I really love that show, and I love that ship. There's something very homely feeling about that ship, probably because it's the home of the cast of Rebels. Yeah, really nice. The Death Star, something that I would love to grab. Never got it in 2016. Quite an absorbent price at that time in my life, and one that I would like to pick up in the future. But I imagine maybe we'll get one in the future. That would be nice to see in the future. 20 years of Lego Star Wars in 2019. This reminds me of COVID in a way. It was the year before COVID-19, and 2019, the 20th anniversary. I had a couple of these sets. I remember having the Pod Racer set and getting that for Christmas at the time. And as you go through, it goes all the way up to well, actually, when it goes to 2023, it should have maybe gone to 2024. Could they have possibly put a set in from the very start of January 2024, maybe like the Battle Pack or something like that? Maybe they couldn't have. The book came out in April, which means it probably would be published long before that. Might have been a spoiler, might have got leaked. Maybe that's something they could have done. But yeah, not too bad. A nice timeline. This is quite cool because this I actually had back in 2019 because I remember selling it during COVID. A really nice set, and a set that I actually had way back in 2005 as well. I had this set was like a £5 set. You got Vader, you got a chalked up Anakin, you got this sort of structure either side of Vader as well, and it operated almost like the Han Solo on Cloud City Carbonite, where you could sort of twist it, and it would spin round and it would turn from Anakin into Vader. So that was a cool set, and only £5 back in 2005. That was a great set. I think we had a couple of those, myself and my brother. On to Anakin Skywalker, and some cool stuff on this page. I'm immediately drawn to the pursuit of Zam Wessel. I think we had this, me and my brother, and I really, really wish I had it now still, because it'll be a considerable markup on the second-hand market. The Jedi Interceptor reminds me of COVID. It reminds me of buying it online and having it delivered to the house during 2020. A really nice ship, one that I had before, and one that I would like to grab again. I think there's a couple of Jedi Interceptors coming this year in 2025 for Lego Star Wars, so that is pretty cool. We definitely had the Tusken Raider encounter with Anakin as well. That was a £6 set. I can remember that being £6 or £7 maybe. It might have been £7, but you got a little build, you got the bike, you got Anakin. I'm pretty sure you got a Tusken as well with it, and that was one of the better sets of that time. We had some great sets that were sub £10 way back in the early 2000s, that is for sure. On to pod racing and where it all began for me, and I'm just trying to find if I can see where 7171 was. Yes, I see Gasgano's pod racer in the top right hand corner there, and this was part of 7171, which was a fantastic set at the time. For me, it was an absolute paradise of a set. It felt huge at the time, and you got Zabulba's pod racer, and you also got Anakin's as well, which was it was just everything that you needed as a sort of 8-9-year-old that I was at the time. Brilliant. What started the addiction off for sure. This is something I wish I had grabbed and would potentially look at getting in the future. It's from the black Lego box, the black spangly Lego box, and it had a bunch of pieces in, and you, by the looks of it, could create the starters box for the pod race. That would have been something that would have been really cool. Maybe it's something that I'll pick up in the distant future. On to ObiWan, the man with the high ground, and I've already touched on this year the idea of getting a Boga with a General Grievous speeder bike chase in 2025. I think that would be a really good set, a real tip of the cap to the fans. And I know we've had one about 10 years ago, but it was just the speeder bike of General Grievous. I would love to see this. This is one I had in the past. I also think the build would lend itself to the creatures in the Ahsoka show as well, which I did touch on at the Ahsoka review about a year ago. On the other side of the page, you've got Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter from 2022. Its shelf life has been extended. It will also be on shelves in 2025, probably to be paired alongside the UCS Slave 1 for Jango Fett. This is a very cool page. The Jedi Order, some fantastic minifigures in here. Some real sort of obscure minifigures, particularly from the Clone Wars. My eye is drawn to the bottom of the page with Master Shock T and Master Peel as well. You've also got Kif Fisto, even Barasofi there on the side. And that's a cool one. Could we see another Barasofi after the Tales of the Empire show? It's certainly possible, but would we see one? I'm not entirely sure. Jedi Bob there as well. It's a cool little touch. Going to skip over this page, and like I said, I'm not going to go through every single page. We'd be here for about 2 hours, but this is cool. This is actually the 2015 version of the Sith Infiltrator, and I had the one in 1999. The shape of the back of it actually is very, very similar to the one that we got this year in 2024. Room to get them all in there, and I do like the one that we got this year, and it was slightly smaller, but I do think it was cool. Savage there as well, he was a cool character. The Republic Army, the clones, this is what I'm talking about. The AT-RT that you got in that 501st battle pack from 2020. That was a really cool battle pack. I really like the AT-TE Walker as well from 2022. I know it sort of divides opinion a little bit because of the 212 in it, but I actually really like it. I actually think the 212 aren't too bad in that one. I really actually like that as a Legion of Clones. As we sort of move over to the other side of the page, you've got the set that came with the dropship, the AT-OT there. Really cool one. I'd love to pick up, but that certainly goes for a considerable price on the second-hand market now. One I wish I'd kept a hold of as a young child, young teenager. This is a cool one. This is one that me and my brother had. Not this particular model, but the 2005 clone turbo tank we actually had, along with the Wookie Catarang, and yeah, this was a great set. I absolutely loved this one. I thought it was just incredible fun. We were sort of outnumbering the battle droids. We actually had the Wookie Catarang and the clone turbo tank, and it just meant that there was only about 4 droids to fight, but it was a paradise as kids. That is for sure. And let's see what the next page has in store. More of the Republic Navy. And I actually remember that we were supposed to get, or there was a leak that we were supposed to get a Z95 Headhunter about this time last year. At least the leak, which turned out to be false, came out, which was a shame. It would be really nice to see that one again. And one thing we are getting is the ARC 170. We're getting that in January, on January the 1st. That's one I'll be picking up on the first day. Very excited for that. Slightly more pieces, I think 100 more pieces, but I imagine it'll be ever so slightly smaller as they scale these smaller pieces into bigger ships. The Republic Frigate, what a fantastic ship that is. I really like that one, and I do wish I had a sealed version. This is cool as well, the Police Gunship. I talked about this after the Ahsoka show. Could we see this ship again? It's something that Thrawn uses, albeit in slightly different colour, in the Ahsoka show to dispatch his troops on Peridia. It'd be really cool if we saw something like this. I think it would be really nicely appreciated, that's for sure. Some cool, I think the next page, oh no, it's not, it's the Republic Gunship. Also, I'm confused as to why we've got a full page dedicated to this. Let's be honest, it's slightly divisive Republic Gunship. I actually don't mind. I think it's pretty cool. Some decent figures there with Palpatine and Padme. Not thrilled about the Fox, although it doesn't actually have the pink sort of torso print on that particular Fox. They've whited it up for the print, and I've got a couple of the Coruscant Guard figures as well. Got them in the magazines this year. I just don't know why we had a full page dedicated to this ship. I don't know if they're trying to sell a couple more of these before they retire at the end of next year. This is the page I was looking for. Let me change the camera angle because this was fantastic. There you go, the Clone Trooper page. This looks great. There's so much cool stuff on this page. Clones were definitely slightly better back in the day, it's got to be said. I do wish that we still got these camos and these cloths. I just think they look so much cooler, the waist capes. And yeah, why can't we get those now? Certainly a petition for those back in, or at least to grab them again now. Some cool stuff on this page as well. Some of the commanders, Fox, Wolf and Cody. How cool does that look as a page? I think it just looks great. I wish I had all those variants of clones. It's certainly something I would consider. I'm not a huge clone guy, but I would love to do that. A little cheeky Tarn Wee in the corner there as well. And Mandalorians, I had 2 of these. I actually sold one after it retired, and I've still got one somewhere, but I've absolutely no idea where I have put it. I've got a bit of backlog still to get through on this channel, so make sure you follow and subscribe because we've still got plenty of stuff to do. This obviously came with the bow, not the same bow as we got, and you've got the Mandalorian battle pack there, the old one, which I did integrate into my Mandalorian Season 3 mock. This is exciting. Boba and Jango, we're going to get them again in 2025 with that UCS Slave 1. That's the other side of the Bounty Hunter Pursuit with Zam Wessel as well. My goodness, I wish I had kept those. I wish I had not had them given away as a kid. And in the top right hand of the screen, you've got Cad Bane as well. Let me move the camera. You've got Cad Bane there as well. Would we get another Cad Bane? I'd certainly like to see him again in live action, or indeed of any of the animated Filoni projects. It would be good to see him again and maybe get him in another set. I know we just got him in the Justifier a couple of years ago, but that would be cool. And Hondo. Give me some more Hondo, please, in all forms, including Lego. I'm going to skip over that page as well. The Wookie Catarang that I was speaking about before, we had that. And the old school Wookiees in there as well. Let's sort of zoom in on those. Those old school Wookiees were a different class. And yeah, I really loved that set. Amazing that it was mainly Technic holding it together in the middle. Just completely exposed Technic pieces holding the whole thing together. A completely different era. I don't think I had the Illuminara that had the light up lightsaber. I don't think we were that lucky. But yeah, it was a cool set and one that I really enjoyed. Sort of just sat here reminiscing now about this set. Let us go through the rest of the pages and see what else cool stuff we can find. Here's a good one, and one I picked up this year as well after years of procrastinating on getting it, the Mos Eisley Master Builder Series Cantina. This is a fantastic set, over 20 minifigures, half a dozen of them exclusive to the set as well, and one that I really enjoy building. It is retiring at the end of the year. If you don't have it, I do recommend going out and getting it if you are financially able to do so. And let me skip ahead to the Death Star, and this is a really nice layout. There's a lot of cool information on this. It looks really littered when you first look at it, but you've got everything's given information. You've got the TIE docking rack there, the Death Star droids. You've also got stuff like a collapsing catwalk. You've got the Emperor's throne room. You've got an air duct, an air shaft. You can sort of see, pick out the words for yourself, but it is pretty detailed, and I do really enjoy it. And one thing that I am confused about whenever I think about this particular image is why the Emperor's throne room is right next to Vader's TIE Advanced when he's looking out the window in the film. I think we can all remember that. He's looking out the window, showing Luke of the battle, but you can't see a window. You would surely be looking at the TIE Advanced. So it's a bit of an odd choice of placement for the set, but it certainly doesn't ruin the set by any stretch of the imagination. And as I've already touched on, the Ewok Village from 2013, I do wish we would see this set again, or at least in a Master Builder Series Endor set with the bunker. That would be really cool. I still have designs on grabbing this set in the long term as well, and it's just a really nice set. I just can't quite justify at the point of the recording paying £500-600 for this set, but one that I would certainly love to have. I think I'm going to bring this video to a close pretty soon. Let's end it with some Mandalorian and some more modern stuff from the last couple of years. And you've got the armory, the Mandalorian Armory Forge there as well, the Razor Crest Playscale ship, and Trouble on Tatooine as well. The Mando N1, I really enjoyed the fact that we saw a little tip of the hat to the prequels with this particular show, and the all-silver N1 Starfighter, really cool. And not BD1, it's BD72, just for everybody who always sort of brings that up. I remember having this set in lockdown as well. I remember getting that because you got the Cara Dune minifigure in there as well, and that Cara Dune figure goes for a few extra pounds these days, that is for sure. The Pirate Snub Fighter as well. I imagine we'll see this again in the Skeleton Crew, a big sort of pirate theme in the Skeleton Crew. The Fang Fighter as well that you got, or I got rather, with the TIE Interceptor, the dual ship set. You've also got the Bo-Katan, the best version of Bo-Katan, which almost makes me want to go out and get that spider tank even for an absorbent £46. The Daimyo of Tatooine, the Book of Boba Fett, and I think that is the micro. Well, I know that it's the micro fighter version of the ship, but it is bigger. It's bigger printed there than it is in real life. I'd have to go and find it to sort of prove that, but I think it's bigger print than it is actual ship, which is very odd to see. This is one that I did over the summer after putting it off for a long time. The throne room. Some really good figures in this. Some figures I think will be worth a few extra pounds or dollars in the future there. The Quarren, the Weequay, and that Gamorrean Guard. I said in my Sail Barge video that Gamorrean Guard looks fantastic. You've got Moff Gideon's ship there, the light cruiser, and the not as good version of Moff Gideon. I think the one we got in the summer was fantastic. It looks really good. New skin tone, new piece of hair, and obviously the helmet as well. The Dark Trooper attack, which to be honest gathers dust on the very bottom shelf that I've got. It's sort of been eclipsed by the Tantive 4 hallway scene, but it was really cool to see Luke come back in the Mandalorian. I think everybody loved that. Katana, one of my favourite characters, arguably one of my favourite, if not the favourite character. This is a great set. A lot of people love that E-Wing more than Shin Hati's Starfighter, but I actually love Shin Hati's Starfighter. I think it looks fantastic. But a dual ship set, a fantastic dual ship set, and one that is retiring at the end of the year. Do grab it if you haven't already. I would recommend that. And of course some fantastic figures in there, and including the late Ray Stevenson as Balin Skull. What a fantastic job he did, and one minifigure to grab, that is for sure. Like I said, I'm not going to go through it all. I would be open to doing another video of this type if you would be interested in seeing that. It's certainly something I would do. I'd continue to do the rest of the book for you. There is some very cool stuff in there. It is something that would make a very good gift for somebody for Christmas, or indeed for yourself if you are a big fan of Lego Star Wars and have been throughout the years. Certainly one to potentially grab. Thank you so much for watching. If you have watched the video up until this point, it is sincerely appreciated. I hope you have an awesome and a nerdy week, and I'll see you in the very next video. Bye.